Hello, it's Peter here. So this is just a quick impromptu video. I haven't rehearsed it. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what the results are going to be. So it's going to be interesting for both of us. But basically from the e-commerce survey that I did, a lot of you basically came back with saying that the big promise for e-commerce for you was choosing the right products and with low competition, that kind of thing. So I'm going to take you through some thoughts on that. So I'm going to try and make this quick, so it might come across as being a bit bitty, but hopefully you'll get a lot out of it. But it will be quick. So let's give that a go. So the first thing that I'm going to say to you, you might disagree with, it might shock you, but this is what I've found. So the first thing is although obviously there are low-hanging fruits, as in terms of things in high demand with low competition, that's not exactly the question that we should be asking. Okay, because somebody could easily come along, in your heels, if you like, and offer the same thing you're doing, and then suddenly it isn't, low competition in demand, product anymore because somebody is, treading on your toes. So, you can start with those opportunities, and that's fine, and that's actually what, one of the things that this spy tool will help you to do is to find those low-hanging fruits. But the real thing about e-commerce success is not about low-hanging fruits, it's about this. So the first thing is there a sufficient volume actually selling anywhere? I mean, not just even by you or potentially by you, but is there actually a market, an active market for it already? And for that, we're really looking to see if there's competition to make it worth it. Because say there was nobody selling left-handed back scratchers, okay? You could enter that market, but if there's actually only 100 people ever who would fall for the line, left-handed back scratchers, and that would be your total market if you could get all of them, then even if you can own 100% of that market, it's not worth doing because your maximum, potential is 100 sales at, let's say it's $20, so $2,000 is your maximum potential for that product, and then it's over. Okay, so there has to be enough volume in the market to make it worth it. And then obviously the second thing that affects the volume is going to be your market share of it, but we're going to come to that in a second. So the main thing that I did want to get across to you, and it's the main thing that I see that people don't really comprehend, the thing that Matt does so well from Amazon, whatever they've called it now, the big Amazon selling thing. It's Matt's very aggressive at selling. He will do what it takes. That's basically his T-shirt, if you like. He will do whatever it takes to get it to happen, and that's why he's a multi-millionaire. But that's his attitude. And you need to understand that as much as you may love your product and the topic and the people that you sell it to and all of that, and that it's bright and lovely and cheerful or exciting and gadgety and geeky, and you want to get into it and talk about it, whatever. E-commerce is purely about selling X at a profit. Okay, and basically you need to sell as many as you can, as profitable as you can. Okay, and that's it. I mean, you have to do that. If you don't sell enough or you don't sell enough profit, then you go out of business. If you have dead stock which isn't selling, you go out of business. Okay? If things change or fads change or a competitor comes to the market and you can't sell yours anymore, then you're out of business. Okay? You have to do something to get it to happen so that you keep selling X volume at your Y profit. Okay? Obviously it's great to increase your profit, obviously it's great to sell more, but basically there is a bottom line that you have to do it. So it's not about being fancy and having pretty looking graphics. Obviously they help or can help. Sometimes they can get in the way actually, but generally we think pretty stuff sells. And it's not about being clever, so it's not about having the best or having a great principle about something. It's purely about can you sell X at Y profit. Okay, and you need to do whatever you need to do to make that happen. Okay, So if you need to keep running promotions, if you need to keep running adverts, if you need to broaden your base, if you need to, enhance whatever you're doing with something else, like adding content marketing or whatever it is. Not saying that's the solution, but whatever it is that you need to do to get it to keep going, that's what you need to do, because your number one bottom line is, can you sell X at Y? Okay. Now, if you're doing something like drop shipping rather than white label, you can afford to advertise a product, not really keep much stock, and not burn too big a holes in your pocket. But you do that 100 times, and you're still talking about a serious amount of money. So we need to be fairly sure of what we're doing, and we need to be able to stick at it and to make sure that it's going to work and that we're going to sell X at Y, because that's all e-commerce is about, is can you sell X at Y consistently. Okay, so the most important thing about that then is we don't want to have dead stock. We want to make sure that we keep turning our stock over, and we want to make sure that there's as much price differential as we can, so that we increase our profits. And obviously, if you double your profits, then you can halve the volume that you need to sell to meet that target. Or if you keep the same target, then you're doubling your profits, doubling your turnover and doubling your profits by increasing the price. So that's good. But so it's about moving stock. Okay, basically is the bottom line to that. We have to move the stock. If we don't move the stock, we're not making money. And that is the cruncher. Okay, and then we want to do it consistently. So there are factors about making it longevity. Obviously, you need to consider putting list building into your things so you get repeat custom. Whatever you can do about putting things in with the packaging to make them come back to you so that you get their names and addresses so you can build your list, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, somehow you want to keep your brand in their memory. You want to get them to follow you if you can. If you've got any channels, YouTube, your own channels or RSS feed or whatever you've got, or coupon thing or special offer of the month club or whatever it is you do, then if you can get them to follow you, then obviously that's good, so that you're in their minds as much of the time as possible. Okay, come back to these other things in a minute. So it's basically about moving stock. Okay, and I'm even going to put that in this first slide, I think. Okay, it's about moving stock. Okay, and to move enough stock, as we said, then we need to make sure there's enough volume. If there isn't enough volume in the market, or isn't normally that much volume being sold in that marketplace, then you either need to find the marketplace where it is being sold in that volume, or add more marketplaces until you can get sufficient volume. But there needs to be the volume there. If it's something that's very elitist or not popular for some reason, then it may not be a good bet. If you're going to do something like that, you need to be very confident and have the money to finance that kind of long-term marketing plan. Otherwise, you need to make sure the volume is there. Okay, so that's one of the things we're going to do in a minute, is see if the volume's there. And then the second thing is, can you get market share? We'll talk about that in a minute. And then finally, is it profitable and efficient to do so? So I mean, pretty much you can sell anything if you kept doing it, but it wouldn't be efficient if you had to spend $1 million in marketing, to sell 1,000, and they were $10 each or something. It's not efficient to do that. It's possible, and you can sell them. You can sell anything, but the question is it efficient? And obviously, we want something that's moderately efficient and easy to sell like that. And I guess that's what most of you mean by low-hanging fruit, but that's really what we mean by low-hanging fruit. We're not looking for a rare opportunity that somebody can steal from us back at any point. We're looking for something that we can actually that there's enough demand for, that we can dominate, and that we can safely keep dominating it through basically through our marketing efforts, rather than price-led kind of discounting and that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to look at now. Okay, so the way that you choose your product idea or market, obviously there's 101 ways to do that. Again, that's something that this spy will help you to do, to see where the the current kind of trends and popularity and excitement is. But anyway, but just for this example, I had the idea of doing face flannels. So I don't, there may be a cultural difference between UK where I am and where you are with what we call them, and there certainly seems to be a jargon problem with I've got with AliExpress at the moment, which I'll show you. Over here we call them flannels, face flannels. Okay, so I go to Amazon.com, the American version, and indeed, the top result is a face flannel, so I'm not completely mad. But then it's showing me, cushions and stuff, so something's gone wrong here. But but there we are. So we can look at this one flannel and to see what's going on. So it's right. It's not popular in the main category. It's popular in sorry, it's popular. It is popular in main category. So it's popular in beauty, and then it's in the subcategory. Oh, they're calling it cloths and towelettes. There, towelettes. Blimey. Okay. So we could have a look at that and see if that's where they are, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, but what we want to know is so it's in the top category. Okay, it's not in the subcategory. It's in one of the top categories, and it's 25,952nd in the rank. Okay, of everything that's selling in there. This particular one. Now, this may not be the most popular thing. I'm kind of looking in the wrong place because I only got one result. So maybe we should look at the others. Actually, let's just look at the others just for a second. So let's just let me just cough. Hang on. Okay, cough over. Let's just open. Let's just open that towelettes thing because I don't know what's in there anyway. Let's just I haven't rehearsed this. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. Okay, so it's still not quite what I was thinking of. So let's see if it's face. And the other thing is, when I typed starting in flannel, it did come up, so it's a word that they've heard of. But anyway, it wasn't popular. So let's just call it face cloth. Okay, it's not a face towel because that's what you dry your face with. I'm talking about the face cloth. So apparently they've heard of that. Okay, they've got other versions: disposable cotton and muslin and microfiber. Okay, so they're all good little some niches and different angles that we can look at later. So this is much more like it. So okay, so Amazon USA want to call them face cloths, not face flannels. Okay, so let's see. So this is on Prime and it's the top result. Let's just see. So the other one was at 25,000 in beauty, and this one is right much higher, but bizarrely in home and kitchen as a main category. But anyway, but it is. And then the washcloths, isn't that what they call them? Hang on. So we've got a problem with the jargon. Okay. Yes, alright, so washcloths, or bath washcloths now apparently, is so we're going back to towels there. And the bath washcloths should be it, but I mean, some of them have come back there again. I don't know. Anyway, it seems to be face cloth seems to be a little bit better, I think. Think it was. Anyway, whichever the right term is. It has got this so it's in a subcategory, but basically it's number 217 in a prime category, right? Which is, a lot. It's very high. So let's look at a little calculator thing here. So in a prime category, it's 217. Okay. And I've got me some the wrong way. I'll set that in a minute. And then in the where was it? It's in two subcategories, number 1 and 4, 1 and 4 and 5. So it's about 2 or 3. It's about 3. What's 2 really? So it's position 2. Hang on, sorry. So it's position 2 in 2 categories. In fact, that is actually right. Yeah. Okay. So let me just sort that formula out. Hang on. Okay, that's better. I hadn't subtracted the number I first thought of. Anyway, so it ranked 217 in the main category, so we just put that in there, 217. So that particular product's getting about 0.5% of all of the sales in that category. Okay, and then it was in 2 subcategories, an average ranking of 2. So they're getting about 5% of all of the sales in the subcategories. Okay, and then we have a magic number over here. Now it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong, particularly about the figure. Okay, this is the best figure that I have, and I think it's pretty accurate. But once you're selling, obviously you can, refine it and put it in for your own category, because it will change for categories. But yeah, I've got a generic figure for this one, and it basically means that this particular product, because it's 217th in the whole of home and kitchen, is probably selling something near 50,000 units. Okay, and I might be right or wrong about that figure, but what we're doing is a comparison, so that it's going to say consistent. So if we're selling 100,000, then obviously that's doing better than something that's selling 50,000. So the exact figure doesn't matter. I think this figure is pretty accurate, to be honest. And then there's another more sales from the subcategories, and that's adding about another 1,000 units. So there's about 50,000 units being sold by this one product on the whole of Amazon. I know that seems a lot, but remember that Amazon did 19 billion with a B in one of the quarters recently, and I think it's gone up since then. So that's an awful lot of product and a lot of units. So obviously only they really know the exact figure, and obviously the people who are selling them, which will be you once you start selling. But anyway, this is a comparison. So so there we are. So what did we decide the term was? Let's see if Google agrees. Okay, so I'm just going to go to Google now. I'm going to type in face cloth. Okay, so indeed we are getting here's some results for that. We're getting images for that, so that's good. Right. Okay, so we've got some actual places. Dictionary not very good. My women's stuff. Okay, that's good. Tips about that. So there's certainly results coming up. For that, and but what we want to do, because they're saying, sorry, I can't get it now. They're saying under there, 11.3 million results are available there. 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, which is obviously frightening, and you'd think, blimey, I couldn't possibly ever do anything about that. But it's not true. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in quotes, so that it's actually these words in that order. Now there's only 422,000. So that's a lot better than 11 million. So that's the first thing. If you move that one a bit closer to there. Okay, so that's how many they say there are, but they don't mean it. Okay, because so they say that there are X number of pages available of those results. So I'm just going to type in 900 at the top there, and we can actually see that there isn't actually that many pages. There's actually only 37 pages, and of those 37 pages there's only actually 300 only 365 results. Okay, so there we go. So there's only actually 365 serious competing results in Google. Now obviously from an SEO perspective, we're only really concerned with the 10 on page 1. Can you get on page 1 or not? Because most people don't go to page 2. Now some do, 10-20% do go to page 2, and another whatever 10% go to page 3. So it's still worth being in the top 10 pages of Google for sure. And maybe some people will randomly click through. So even being number 355 in Google is probably good. And we can even look at that out of interest in a minute. But we're really SEO perspective, we're really worried about page 1. But in terms of working out the competition out there generally, because not everybody just relies on Google for for their traffic. People are doing paid ads, they're doing social marketing. They've got JV partners, and they're running press releases. All the ways that we can get traffic. But so that's actually 355 serious competitors as far as Google are concerned. Okay, so what does that mean the market potential is going to be? Okay, so we've got a little figure in there. We've got another magic factor up here. So again, it doesn't matter if my figures are exactly right or not. It's a comparative thing. if the number's higher, then obviously there's more potential. If the number's lower, there's less potential. I think this figure is pretty accurate. But when you dominate the category of your own, you can put in your own factors and work out how close you are with your own figures. Anyway, so I reckon with all the Google player market, there's about another 730,000 units available there. Okay, so Amazon's taken up whatever that is, about an eighth of the market share with this particular thing at the moment. Okay, and we're going to confirm this a bit more by having a look at Google PPC. So let's do that. Okay, I probably should have gone on AdWords first, because I can see they've got all the words here. They've got towel, flannel, cloth, muslin. They've got all of the categories there. Anyway, but the most popular version actually is bath towel, but that's the towel, so I'm not going to use that one. So the most popular version is so we get out of the way now, is face towel. Oh, okay. Okay. So face towel. Fine. So I should have gone with that. But anyway, I went with face cloth, I think. So that's the third down. Anyway, but anyway, but let's have a look. So let's. What am I looking for? There we are. Keyword ideas. So now let's sort by. Oh, hang on. What's the matter with that? Okay, what's the matter with that? Okay, I did it that time. I don't know what that was about then. Alright, so let's sort by well, the number of searches first. Tooltips are annoying now. Okay, so face flannels, yeah, that's probably, there isn't really much of another word for flannels. So there's about 165,000 searches per month for the top term. Okay, hang on, so where's my Google thing gone? Hang on, okay, it moved over one, don't know why that was. Anyway, so there's about 135,000 searches per month for the top one term. Okay, now obviously we should look at the other terms, whatever. I'm just going to put in the one that I did for face cloth. Actually, the easy way of doing that. Oh no, it is the top term. So sorry, it's right there. So 1,600 searches per month. Is it 1,600? Yeah. Searches per month for my key term, and the PPC was $1.18. Okay. Yeah, there it was, $1.18. Okay, so that's how much volume it is. That's the thing. Now, remember that PPC ads are only the thing that appears, on the side of Google search. So it's only people who are searching for the term on Google, not everybody who's buying the product. And a lot of people buying the product would need to search it up. So the AdWords market is only a very small percentage of the amount of buying out there, and then also their own figures. They admit that only 0.5% to 2% actually click on the ads. Okay, so then that's another very small percentage of the market. So when they say that there are 1,600 searches via AdWords, they're actually saying that just for AdWords. It's not the total market share. So we need to put in our factor to actually see how many actual buyers there might be from that. So let's just do that. Okay, so I distracted myself with a bit of Etsy research there, but anyway, so the potential of the market, for going from PPC indications, there's about 7 million cloths being sold there as well. Okay, so that's all good. So the other question is, how much traffic is out there, and we could just look for, so we put in face cloth in the thing. There's an advertiser there. It's UK because I'm in the UK, which is a bit annoying, but we could take them. Let's look for the first non. I don't think they're just washcloths, are they? Let's see if it's one on page 2. Okay, we're probably not going to get... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's have a look at that. So there's one being sold on Etsy, or they've got a category for it. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, fantastic. Let's just have a look at that one as it's first. Yes. And are there any clues here? So 27 people have liked it, 40 people have favorited it. Does it show any sales they have? Bum, 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 bum. People are liking it. Can't see how many sales they've got on that one. But that's a good indication that it's popular on there. Anyway, let's save that to one side for a minute. So let's pick. Let's just change this to buy face cloth and make sure we've got people that are selling stuff. If it's not cloth specific, it's going to be hard to know. Let's try a particular technology then. Okay. Beauty makeup. Not just cloth though. Okay, I don't think I'm going to find cloth only. Let's just do manufacturer. Let's just see if that comes up. Okay, nobody. These are all wholesalers. Towels for less. Okay, that sounds likely, doesn't it? Okay, so these are obviously a manufacturer or distributor or something. So we could take them as an example, but that's not really not really visitors coming to them. So let's do it a different way. Okay, so I can't find a dedicated face towel place, but this place is #1 in Google. How do I get rid of that? Okay, well they can go to hell. Let's pick this one. Okay, right. So Jabong. So they also sell all of this stuff.